everybody, welcome back to Country Girl with Kathy Jarvis. And it's in July, and that's when my bugs start to up here in my garden. And one of the things I use to control them is neem oil. So what exactly is neem oil? Neem oil is the cold press oil from the neem tree. They use the fruit and they use the leaves and other parts of the plant to produce this neem oil. And this has a wide variety of different active ingredients. Most notably is the azadirachtin. And this is usually removed a lot on the typical tropical applications, but if you get the raw neem oil that has most of it still in it, at least 70%, preferably 100 if you can, but you need to find something that says cold pressed neem oil. That is what you're after. How does the neem oil work? How does the neem oil work? The neem oil is designed to coat the leaves of the plant and suffocate the bugs, and it'll cause cellular damage in many of the other bugs. It can also be used as a drench, and when you put this into the soil, the roots absorb it, and it becomes a systematic insecticide that goes through the plant, so that when the bugs eat the plant, they a lot of things happen to them. One of the things is it tricks the bug into thinking that's foe, and the bug will slowly starve to death. Another thing it can do, it can interrupt the growth hormones of the bug, locking it into the state that's in, so it doesn't go immature. And it can cause infertility in the mature bugs. So it works in many different ways. So how can you use neem oil? I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like neem oil because it doesn't work. Neem oil is not a contact insecticide. It will not kill the bug right away. It takes at least 4 to 7 days for that bug to die. So I prefer to use it as a preventive. And if you use a sprayed on application, it'll be effective for up to a week. But if you use the drench, that can be effective for up to 22 days. And neem oil kills or harms over 200 different insect pests. And it also has some fungicides in it that help also. So, how do you mix up the neem oil? No matter if you use the drench or if you use the spray, it's still the same recipe. You take a gallon of water, you add a tablespoon of pure soap, one that has no fragrances in it, nothing added to it, or if worst comes to worst, you can use the Blue Dawn. Just remember that the Blue Dawn does have some chemicals in it, but it is biodegradable. Either one you use, always test a plant before you spray all of them, because you want to make sure that that's tolerant of the spray. So you put a tablespoon of dishwashing soap to 2 tablespoons of neem oil into your water, and you shake it all up. You make enough for what you're going to be using. You can't keep it for very long. You have to pretty much use it up all at one time. So how can it be applied? It can be applied by spray. You can also get neem cakes, and you can also use it as a soil drench. So, to apply it to the spray, as a spray, like I said, test the area, test the plant first to make sure that it's tolerable of the mix, and then just spray your plants. I would test it on one plant. I would wait 24 hours and then I would test it. Go ahead and spray the rest. And remember, you have to, if you're using the spray, you have to reapply it every week as a preventative. Now, if you use the soil drench, what you do is you take and you put this about a cup of the mixture around each plant. Okay, you pour 2 to 3 cups around each plant. You pour about a cup at the beginning to make sure that it can take the mix. And you wait 24 hours before you put the other cup or 2 cups on it. And this can be repeated every 2 weeks if you have a bunch of bugs that you're trying to fight. If you're using it as a preventative, you can apply it every 3 weeks, so about once a month. And if right now, I would probably only have to apply it once, and that should take care of all my things. The one nice thing about the drench is that it doesn't bother your bees. It's still best to do it in the evening, but it only affects the bugs that actually bite into the plant. So you won't harm your bees if you do it late at night, so it soaks in before the bees come out. And you can also, one good thing about the drench is that you can use the crops within a few days. Okay, remember the neem oil can burn the plants if applied during the daylight hours, especially during the hot summer months. Late afternoons or early evenings are best for spraying the plants with neem oil, since there's enough sunlight for visibility but plenty of time for the neem oil to dry before things heat up on the outside. So you want to prevent doing it in the sunlight so that your plants do not burn. Also remember, neem oil is perfectly safe for all kinds of fruits and vegetables, but some plants will do better than others and some don't need it at all. The neem oil won't usually kill your mature plants, although it can damage the foliage and stunt the plant growth. The plant seedlings are much more susceptible to the neem oil and can be killed if sprayed when they're exposed to sunlight. So I don't use it on seedlings. I wait until the plants are pretty much mature before I ever even think about using it. Remember that it takes about 4 to 7 days for it to kill the bugs. Now we got different plants, and you're probably wondering which ones can I use the neem oil on. Neem oil can be used on beans, beets, bok choy, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, celery, collards, corn, cowpeas, cucumbers, eggplants, kohlrabi, fennel, lemongrass, marigolds. The list goes on. Melons, mint, mustard, okra, parsnips, peppers, potatoes, pumpkins, radishes, rhubarb, rutabagas, rosemary, spinach, strawberries, sunflowers, sweet potatoes, Swiss chard, tansy, tarragon, tomatoes and tomatoes, turnips, watercress, watermelon, and zinnias. Now, the plants that you have to really be careful about, you can use the neem oil on them, but you have to test them really good before you even try it. And that's rocket and basil, caraway, chives, sorrento, dill, kale, lettuce, some of your herbs, oregano, parsnips, parsley, peas, sage, spinach, and thyme. You have to be really careful about using on those. Now, the plants that don't really need it, that would be your garlic, your lavender, your leeks, onions, and that's the ones that don't need it. So you got a list of what you can use it on and what you can't. Remember, always test it first, no matter whether it's on this list as being able to take it or not. You need to always test first. So, we know what plants to use on. We know how to mix it. Now we need to know how long do you have to wait after you've put the neem oil on before you can eat the crops. The chemical compounds in the neem oil have a rather short half-life and usually break down within 3 or 4 days after diluting and spraying. Given that it takes time for the neem oil to break down completely, vegetables can be harvested and eaten 5 to 7 days after applying the neem oil. So it's always best to harvest before you spray, because you do have to wait the 5 to 7 days, and then you still should take care to wash all the products thoroughly to ensure that no tropical treatment has been left on it. So with the drench, it still says you should wait a few days before you harvest it, just in case you splash some onto the vegetables. Is neem oil safe for humans, dogs, cats, and other animals? It's sold as a skin and scalp care product and has been touted as a natural remedy for fleas and ticks as well. So therefore, it's fairly safe for people to use, and especially in a diluted form. So, I hope you've learned something. I hope you enjoyed this video. We've had a couple days of rain and stuff, and it's just starting to clear off. So I will have to mix up some spray and get out there. Remember to check your plants every day to make sure that they aren't being infected by any insects or any fungus or anything. And do your preventive spraying if need be. And hopefully you have a good garden. Remember to dream big, follow that dream. Give this a like, thumbs up if you would, and share it with your friends. And remember to hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.